Welcome back. I'd like to introduce you to my brand new Subaru Impreza RS 2024. This is now the 6th generation of Impreza, and 3rd gen Crosstreks are now this body style too. This is in magnetite gray and has crystal black silica trim on it. I sold my 17 Impreza in favor of this one. If you hear from my maintenance videos for your 5th gen Impreza or your 2nd gen Crosstrek, stick around because you're going to find that this car is very similar mechanically. You'll see the dash layout's a little different. The center stack is now one big screen instead of two separate screens and mechanical climate control. You'll see on the console, they still got their CVT, but they got rid of their handbrake in favor of that parking brake button. The one big screen has dual climate controls now. Otherwise, it looks like they've got the same steering wheel there. Here is the actual factory cloth right here for the RS. It's all cloth. There's no leather option anymore on Impreza. Well, I missed leather. So I called up my company Katzkin in California, and I custom made a set right here, and they installed them. Their leather is awesome. It looks great. It feels great. It smells great, and what was cool is they also threw in this leather slab on the door that would otherwise be cloth on the RS. There's a cloth piece there that matches the factory seats. So that was pretty cool of them. Here's the moldings I added to the car, Subaru accessory. It's like this side splitter here, and there's panels for the back. And I added the rear roof spoiler ducktail. It replaces the factory one entirely. And to complete all of it, I added the front lip to it as well. Ties it all together, and that's more or less what I'm going to do as far as accessories on the car. Just want to start it up and drive it. In fact, let's start it up right now and go for a spin. We'll talk about some things it has. Oh, by the way, look at that fuel economy. That is awesome. I love this car because of that. So I really did enjoy my 17 Impreza Limited that I had last. It was a great driving car, but they did make quite a few improvements to this new 6th generation. Even though the platform is more or less the same, they did some things, Subaru did, to stiffen up the chassis, which feels a lot more solid, whether it's from welds or different steels, whatever. They claim it's 10% more rigid. I believe it. It feels great in the corners. It handles well. In fact, I think they built this and the WRX very similarly. In fact, this RS, if not all Imprezas, share parts with the WRX, like the steering and maybe even some suspension components. It doesn't feel harsh, yet it handles quite well. Now, with this RS, you get the 2.5 liter. It's exclusive to the RS. They still have the 2 liter in the other models, just like the outgoing body style. This 2.5, it's got about 30 more horsepower. It's got 30 more foot-pounds of torque, and it's very noticeable power increase. And you still get the great fuel economy with it. Well, I don't miss that about my old Impreza. That 2.0 is more like 2 point slow, isn't it? Anybody who knows that old Impreza knows what I'm talking about. It doesn't do hills, headwinds, or high speeds, does it? What's nice about this is that they improved the adaptive cruise. See, it's slowing down for this pickup that's in my way. And now that it's out of the way, it'll pick back up all by itself. So I love that feature, the adaptive cruise. I use that a lot. Now they improved this active steering system, and it can just drive by itself. It follows the lines on the road, and it can do most situations all by itself, although it tells you keep your hands on the steering wheel. So that's kind of a cool feature. Another thing they changed on this new Impreza is they put a bigger gas tank in it. That was my gripe about the previous Impreza. Was the fuel tank is kind of small, isn't it? It's only 13.2 gallons. I was only able to get, on average, maybe 320 to 350 miles out of a tank of gas. With this bigger tank, it's 16.6 gallons. I can get 400 plus, no problem. I can get it into the 500 sometimes. One occasion I actually got 600 out of it before I ran it bone dry. Finally, some differences you should know if you choose a 6th generation one day over your 5th is that, one, you can't get an Impreza sedan anymore. If you want a sedan, you either got to bump yourself up to the Legacy or perhaps the WRX, which both only come in sedans, at least in the US. If you like manual transmissions, sorry, no more manual transmission on your Impreza anymore. They carried over the CVT, but the models that were equipped with paddle shifters, you notice they have 7 gear ratios to choose from. Well, they bumped that up to 8 ratios, and they made the first gear a little bit shorter, and the 8th gear, I say gear loosely, they made the 8th gear a little bit taller, just in the name of fuel economy too. If you're hoping to switch your wheels over from your 5th gen to a 6th gen, sorry, they changed the bolt pattern. The previous outgoing style had 5x100. It was the last to have 5x100. The rest of the models are 5x114.3, and now this one is too, this and the Crosstrek, which actually opens you up to a lot more wheel options. You can swap wheels over from a WRX, a Legacy, the rest of them, the Outback, the Ascent, the Forester, not to mention other car models use that bolt pattern too. So it opens you up to a lot more wheels. Well, stick around, like I say. If you come here for my repair videos for your 5th gen Impreza, 2nd gen Crosstrek, this car is very, very similar. If you open the engine bay, everything in the engine bay is pretty much identical. The only thing they really changed is they went from a 020 to a 016 in the engine now. Things like cabin filter access are the same, accessing speakers is the same. Maybe I'll show you those one day. So I hope you enjoyed the short overview of my car. Stay tuned for future vids featuring this car for how-tos for your 5th and 6th gen Impreza and your 2nd and 3rd gen Crosstrek. I really appreciate watching, and I hope to catch you again soon.